Let's take a quick tour of the Tinkercad website. First thing I'll do is sign in, and I'm taken to my list of classes. You may get a different screen if you don't have any classes, but it's good to know that you can create classes, and it's very easy to do so. You just click Create Class, give your class a name, choose the grade level, and then select a subject that best fits the class and click Create Class. And then you can add students and you can see the work of the students that you add. For instance, if I go to this class, I created ahead of time some fake accounts for students to use. This was a one-time exercise with 3 students working on a particular project, so they didn't need to have specific personal information associated with the accounts. You can see that I can view their designs that they worked on. So these are occupational therapy students who were working on designing handles for use with kitchen utensils, forks, spoons, knives, etc., for patients with gripping problems. These designs are intended to be printed with flexible filament so that they're soft and grippy. I can go back and view the next student, or I can click on Designs on the class list page, and I can see all of the designs that students worked on. And you can see they were all working on designing essentially the same model. I'll point out that there's a safe mode that can be turned on or off. I'm teaching college students and adults, so I have safe mode off. As I said, if you don't have classes, then you may be taken to the Your Designs page by default. And you'll notice that there are 3D designs, but also circuit designs and code blocks. You can do more than just create 3D designs in Tinkercad. And there's also even a new feature called SimLab, which we'll look at a little later. For 3D designs, on the right-hand side, it says View 535 more, so I can click to see all of my designs. If I want to quickly start creating a new design, I can click New and then choose either 3D design, circuits, or code blocks. Back on the left-hand side, Classes, Designs, Tutorials is next. So these are all the tutorials that I've completed. And you'll notice that there are collections here as well. So if I click on Manipulatives, there are 3 designs in the Manipulatives collection. To add an item to a collection, just click the gear icon in the upper right-hand corner of a design and choose Add to Collection. In this case, 2 of the designs are public and 1 is private, so I can click the gear icon, choose Properties, and then change private to public, and click Save Changes. So now all 3 of these designs will be publicly viewable to anybody who logs into Tinkercad. And I've also added a description of what the manipulatives are, and that can be changed anytime by clicking the gear icon and choosing Properties. You can change the name of the collection and also the description. Back in Designs, if I click Tinker This, it will open my design and I can continue working on it. If I click the Tinkercad logo to go back to my designs, if I click the gear icon, we've already seen that that will take us to Properties. And in Properties, you can change the design name. You can give it a short description, add tags, make the design private or public, or something in between, a shared link. So your design will still be private, but anybody that you share a link with will be able to access it. And you can change the license. You can also click on the middle of a design And that will bring up this screen where I can heart a model. I can access the properties, duplicate a model. I can add it to a class activity in one of the classrooms that I would have created earlier. And I can add the design to a collection as well, or delete it. I can click Tinker This to open the design. I can click Download to download all of the models in this design. I can share to a Google Classroom from here. I can copy a link. That would only be if I changed the property from private to share a link. Click back here. On the top of the screen, under Tinker, you can go to start pages for 3D design, for circuits, for code blocks. You can go to information about the iPad app. So Tinkercad can be used on an iPad, which is good to know. And there's also information on Fusion 360, which is a more advanced CAD program that your older students can eventually level up to, as the text says. The gallery is what you would expect. It's a gallery of models that people have made public. Clicking on projects takes you to classroom projects that Tinkercad has designed. And these may or may not be helpful to you, but I think they're good even to just give you ideas for starting class projects. And you can sort by grade. So if you're working with grades 6 through 8, and the subject is math, you can limit to projects falling into those categories and see if anything there is something you might want to do with your students, or these projects may inspire an idea for something different that you can do with your students. Classrooms gives you information about the Tinkercad classrooms, and resources we've already seen because we've gone to the Learning Center where the Tinkercad design exercises are. But there's also a Tinkercad blog, tips and tricks, a help center, and there's a lot of good information in those places. It's worth checking them out occasionally. And lesson plans are lesson plans that Tinkercad has made available to you to work with your students. Grades 5 through 12 is this first exercise, and it goes through in detail each of the steps of the exercise. Even if you're not a teacher, you might find it worthwhile to go through some of these lessons yourself to hone your design skills in Tinkercad. If you click on your avatar icon and click your username, that takes you to your designs. These are all my 3D designs. If I click circuits, I have one circuit design. I have several code blocks designs. And if I click lessons, then you can see the tutorials that I've completed. This gear icon will take me to my profile page that I can update. Clicking on the avatar again, you can start a new design. You can go to your designs. You can view notifications. So if you make designs public, other people, anyone who uses Tinkercad can copy them. And when they copy your design, you're automatically sent a notification. Profile we've seen, my classes we've seen, and logging out. So that's a quick overview of the Tinkercad website.